you haven't been there before, it becomes very difficult to sell it well. You should understand that. So my coach will say that we are going to do front stroke. All right? Now, and he says we're going to do backhand stroke. He will also say we are going to do overhead stroke. And he will also say we are going to do kick service. Now, if he doesn't demonstrate it, it has been said, I can go and research, read about it, but I might not understand. But when he demonstrates it, I have the end picture at my beginning stage.
All right, so welcome back. That was the video. What is it about with that leader who would have to lead with demonstration, Kelvin?
It's very key. You know, looking at where we started with on Leadership Embassy Extra,
absolutely.
You realize the focus of every follower is the leader. So therefore, if you're a leader, just like we had Dr. Bani on set last week,
yeah.
he was able to give us kinds of leaders, effective leaders. We have the selfish ones, we have the functional ones, etc., etc. So you realize every follower looks up to the leader. So if you are a leader and you are unable to demonstrate what you want your people to follow, now let's take this. As a leader, you are the one who carries the vision. You are the one going on a mission with followers. Therefore, if you do not exhibit, if you do not demonstrate something, so this is what the people have to look up to. These are the things that people have to look up to so they can follow. So in Doctor's delivery, he mentioned a coach.
Yes.
It's a coaching system or process or skill the leader has to possess. Let's take football, for example.
Okay.
That's a very good analogy. Everybody will adapt to it. When we are playing football and the team is going well defensively, and we realize, no, we are not making goals, or we are not scoring goals, we are not gaining targets. It is up to the coach to say, hey, I have to take this person out, bring this person in, direct the people. You become a direction for the people to look up to and follow. So demonstration is very key in leading people.
Let me come to Mr. Kweku Entry. Doctor mentioned executing a plan with coaching skills.
Right.
Of course, you should have a plan first.
Right.
And execute it with a coaching skill.
Right.
How do you understand it?
So I'm taking it from where Kelvin
left it off.
And I'm using the football.
Okay.
If you've been to, I've played football before. I still play.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I have played football. If you come into the dressing room, when you have to get onto the pitch,
you're preparing to go.
You have most coaches standing behind a blackboard and drawing diagrams.
Okay.
They will come up with, okay,
now
we
it's
are
not black again, it's whiteboard.
Well, I mean, definitely a whiteboard, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And he would demonstrate by drawing, by figures. Maybe we are going to go 4-4-2,
okay,
or you know, that kind of thing. And then he would be showing how he wants things to be done on the pitch. With his marker, with his chalk, he tries to, you know, demonstrate how he would expect the footballers to act, to move. Okay, we have something you call an all-attacking, all-defending game. That is done by the coach through demonstrations. Okay, so for leadership, it is key that whoever is leading and wants his people to understand his vision and wants them to get to the mark, to the target, always coming out to demonstrate practically how you want things done, how you expect things done, how the vision should be accomplished.
Exactly.
And then you give your followers this kind of picture, then you draw a picture for them. It's easier for people to understand through pictures. You understand?
Absolutely.
So you draw a picture for them, and they're able to follow. Kelvin mentioned something which Dr. Baine is always mentioning: exemplary. Let me go into the church room. Okay. If you're a leader and you want your followers, your church members, to embark on a follow-up in a community, you can't just sit back and talk about it without being there and then acting it out. Okay, we are going in twos or threes, and you are there to do that for the members to say, okay, this is what he wants us to do. Sometimes you'd have to talk to the church members, okay, and tell them, when we go, this is how we'll have to approach the converts, those who have backsliding. You understand? You are there in the church room telling them how to do it. And then everybody gets the picture, and boom, you're always on target.
Who is this singer? Okay, or in other words, can we have somebody who is an exemplary executor, who executes with examples, but is unable to pursue, if you like, if that person wants to teach you about music, about how to compose, about how to sing well, but that person can't sing?
Oh, okay, Kofi, because you mentioned music.
Yes.
I believe you remember I tutored Sika Coleman.
Yes.
Some time back.
Of course, yeah.
If you don't know how to do it, you can't let the people do it.
So my point is, can somebody go ahead and train or coach or demonstrate something he's unable to do?
You can read, you can research, but I'm telling you, you're talking about effectiveness.
Demonstration.
That effectiveness will be lost in your delivery, and it won't make the person or the follower get what you actually want.
Maybe I have to find out from Kelvin, how do we have to demonstrate to effective demonstration to achieve effective leadership, and I mean exemplary execution leadership?
All right. As a leader, you lead where your passion drives you. You lead where you are motivated. You lead where your ability falls. So therefore, you do not fall in a field. Like the other time I was mentioning, people have attained leadership positions due to nepotism,
tribalism,
favoritism, and so on and so forth. So they are irrelevant where they fall.
Right.
You get it? They got to a position via some chances. Exactly. So they are unable to demonstrate. Now we are talking about coaching skill. A coach is one who understands, motivates, encourages his people. For example, let's still use the football analogy.
Okay.
We have sessions where a coach has been able to make a substitution in a dying minute, and we've had a goal.
Right.
Yeah.
That is to tell you the coach understands each and every follower in his team. He knows how to encourage them. He knows their strengths, weakness, and therefore knows how, when he puts them together, they can function effectively. Now, for example, let's go to the classroom.
Okay.
I say I'm a math tutor. Then I tell people, today we are doing arithmetics. This is how the formula is. It's being solved.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and work it. And the students will look at me and say, sir, how do we solve this? If
course.
I'm unable to solve that, demonstrate. Yes, this is arithmetics. These are the formulas.
Right.
How do we solve it? Go ahead and solve it. So that ability I possess, that exemplary execution I deduce or bring out, makes me a leader.
And that reminds me, people say those math teachers, okay, they would always bring soft questions to solve them as examples.
And then give you the hard
ones. Please continue.
Yeah, so it falls in that line.
Yeah.
We've all been through.
There should always be example.
Always
We've
an
always
example
been.
that, not to catch you, an example that the students
Yes.
can understand,
Relate to.
appreciate, they easily relate to it, and it's easy for them to give you good scores and marks,
Exactly.
and good results. If you don't have that one, definitely you're not a leader.
Come on, why is it important to show your followers the end picture? This is where the media work we are doing, the next 50 years, the next 20 years, this is where we would get to. Why is it important through this exemplary execution task we are doing this afternoon, why is it important to show them the end picture of the vision?
If I know after this show, for example,
Okay.
I'm going to be motivated with $1,000, I tell you, I will do this show and make sure there are no errors. If a leader,
So it's a source of motivation.
exactly, if a leader puts the end picture in front of his followers, demonstrate it. This is where I want us to get to. Therefore, this is why I'm demonstrating these abilities, qualities, teachings, and so on and so forth. It gives understanding to the followers. So therefore, they know where they are going to. So on their journey or road leading to arrival, they make sure they work effectively because they are seeing the bigger picture. When we are able to do this, this is what we achieve. That means if we leave loopholes, we wouldn't be able to achieve this. So it's always good to give that picture, because what we look up to tells us where, how, when to move. At all
Mr.
times.
Nji, thank you very much, Kel. Mr. Nji, what does the good book says about emulating? Even Jesus Christ says something about, maybe look at me and emulate my works. What does it say about it?
I can't easily and readily remember which scripture, but it talks about teach the child the way that you should teach the child the way. In other words, demonstrate how you want the child to go.
Absolutely.
Okay. How you want the child to live. You should demonstrate it. Not just by talking, not just by lecturing, but if the child knows that my parents don't like to make friends, okay, outside a certain circle, the child picks up from there.
True.
If the child sees the parents, you are teaching the child, you are demonstrating, you are using applications. I remember one day my dad, okay, he's long gone, and he back then he was trying to take us out to a family's house for dinner.
Okay.
And then these were people who were whites. You know, my father was into ministry, and so one of the leaders from the European countries visited, and he had called the family for dinner. And that's definitely when we go, we are going to be served. Okay, so what is going to happen is that you have to learn how to use the knife and the fork.
Wow.
Okay, so one day we don't do that. I mean, traditional, everybody's eating somewhere, you know, daddy comes to eat, these children, everybody's doing their own.
By this time you're going for dinner.
Yeah. But this time you're going for dinner. So daddy makes mommy set a table with napkins on us.
Before the dinner date.
Before the dinner date.
Wow.
And in our home.
You are rehearsing.
Yes.
He's demonstrating to
yes.
you.
And so he goes like, okay, you hold the fork like this, you hold the knife. Small as we were at that time, it wasn't too easy, but we picked up. Okay, I can remember at a certain point in time when we went there. I can remember, it's vivid by my conscience. And then my sister had to take the meat and fish, and that was not actually told how to do it. But just pick the rice with the knife and the fork, and then she had to stop midway and then try to catch my father's eye. It was like, how do I? And then she'd go like, so it is key that you always have to show, you always have to demonstrate, you always have to coach, so that your following could get what you want to do.
Then on that note, how do I go for break? And I'm going for break. I'll be right back. When we return, we'll show you another video from that great leader God has blessed us with, Dr. Kuku Baini, and we will discuss it just after this short break. Stay.
Faculties of Doxa Open University are offering the following programs in Professional Diploma, Advanced Diploma, Accelerated Degree, and Undergraduate programs. Programs on offer: Sports Media Practice, TV and Radio Presenting, Journalism and Communication Studies, Digital Music Making, PA System and Sound Engineering, Musical Instrument and Vocal Studies, Gaming Development, and IT Software and Hardware. Enroll now for free laptop or tablets. For more information, contact 0202 500 500, 0202 500 500. Doxa Open University, perfecting tomorrow's media today.
Okay, so thank you for staying with us. This is Leadership Embassy Extra and the final of this one, and we are still deliberating, you know, precept by precept on the leadership skills that Dr. Baine is teaching and then coaching us on. I'm glad you always stay with us every Wednesday, and we have come to a point where we have to watch a video. But before we do that, Kofi and Mr. Kelvin, there's something that caught my attention in Dr. Baine's vision.
Okay.
His delivery.
Okay. Sure.
He made a statement that if you haven't been there before, it is very difficult to take your followers there.
Yeah.
What do you understand by that?
Let me just use a simple one.
Okay.
Assuming as head of production, I tell my production crew, I want to take you to Takoradi, where the Chinese people live. So we have a documentary on how rumors about prostitution and all of that goes on. And I don't know that. Then I put them in a car. It's like, let's go. You see, along the line, I'll start asking, do you know Takoradi? This one says no. I said, don't you know Takoradi? You realize you, the leader, you do not know where you are going to.
Yeah.
How then? You see, one thing about leadership is the people that come on board as followers are looking up to you.
Yeah.
They are following your vision. They are going on a mission with you. So therefore, if you do not know where you are going to, where are you going to? I don't know. So we want to follow you, where are we also going to? We definitely don't know. So in simple terms, if you do not know where you're going to, you don't know what you want to achieve.
Right.
You don't know what you want to attain at the end of the year. So therefore, whether we gain profits, we break even, or we make losses, you are okay.
Right.
Because you do not know where you are going.
Whatever comes is what you take.
Exactly.
So people live their lives like that. Just going with the wind, as an expression would put it. They are living their lives not caring. They accept everything that comes their way. Should people live like that, or should people take the mantle into their own hands, okay, and then churn out a path for themselves so that they can achieve? Should people live like
Dr.
that?
Baine is teaching us to create our own world.
Right.
Right. So if you are leading, for me, I think it's very important for you to, even ahead of that journey, that Takoradi journey that you are living or you are going, it's important for that courageous leader, a recent book I'm reading, Courageous Leader, to step up at dawn, a day before, a week to that date that you are traveling to Takoradi, to go make your feasibility study, go learn the way you would use, the road you would use, the path where you would sleep, and learn about all of that. Then come back to the capital and prepare your crew as head of production and take them on that journey.
Wonderful.
And it will be very successful if you do this.
Great. So there's a video to watch, and I want you to to watch with us, and then when we come back, we'll discuss it. Stay with us.
Pick 5 stones now in your mind. On the first stone, write L. On the second stone, E. On the third one, write A. On the fourth one, write D. And on the last one, write S. So you have leads, all right? Okay, so you write this on your 5 stones. But what David used was the first one, which I've written on L. Okay? Good. I don't have time to go into that, but it makes it exciting. And when I deal with the 5 stones leadership, you will really love it. So David... first stone, I then label it L. Now let's look at it. When he shot the first one, he got his target. Do you know what it means? It means leaders lead according to targets. Leaders lead and do not miss targets. If you want to lead, then make sure you set your target and you hit your target. That's leadership. You don't lead haphazardly. You don't lead and then you think in the midst of the leadership, then, oh, what should I do? No, you set a target and you hit the target. Do you have a target for today? Or you just woke up and you just left the house? You're not leading your life very well. This is Leadership Embassy. My goodness. This is Leadership Embassy. You are not leading very well, because you are not able to set a target and meet the target. If you are not able to do that, keep watching Leadership Embassy.
Okay, so thanks for staying with us, and this is Leadership Embassy Extra, where leaders are made, where legendary leaders are born, they are groomed, they are nurtured, they are mentored into becoming what the world would expect them to become. You watched the video with me, and I'm talking to you. Have you set goals for yourself as an individual, as a father, as a mother, as a business executive? Have you set goals for yourself? No matter where you are or what you do, you are a leader, and you have to know that it is important to always set targets and goals. Let me come to you, Kel.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Baini, as usual, would want you to achieve end result is very, very important for leadership. I want you to throw more light on this for us.
All right. We've heard about target. Yeah, I think it just came up from where we were discussing in the earlier segment. Still using the football analogy. If the goalpost is placed on the east side of the stadium or of the park, that is where the players or the strikers will be driven to score the goal. If it is placed at the north of the pitch, that is where the players will move to score their goal, because that is the target. If there's no goal post, the players will run in circles, tackle each other, hurt each other, and that is all. Target is very key.
Right.
Where we are moving to is very key. At the end of the year, what are we supposed to achieve? Individually, organizationally, together, what are we looking up to achieve? We seated here at the end of this year, our CVs should grow wider and bigger,
most definitely,
because we've set targets and we are strategically moving towards achieving them day by day. So targets are key. They are what we are looking at. It's just like starting a business. You do not have any target in mind, whether you're targeting the low class, the middle class, the high class. You do not have any target. You start a business, nobody's buying, and you say your hometown devils are at work. Target is key. Target is that which causes you to work at something. This is what I am working at. This is what I'm looking forward to achieve. At the end of the year, I want to buy a car. The car is 100,000 Ghana cedis. If I'm able to save 1,000 cedis each month, by 10 months, by 11 months, I should be able to acquire the car. So that is my target. When you set targets, that is when you are able to move strategically towards achieving
Thank you very much, Kofi.
Yes.
In Dr. Baine's delivery, he was giving an analogy about David's 5 stones. It will be interesting to get to know what the other 4 stones mean. But they said the first one is the L, which is lead. To lead a people, to lead an organization, to lead a family. What should be the prime motivation for the leader so as to get the people, the following, the family there? What should be the prime motivation as a leader? What should get you there?
I think Doc has even shared with us. For me, it's all about planning, and like Kelvin made mention of, hitting your target. Listen, David and Goliath had, in the good book, had to meet for, if you like, a battle or a war, and they successfully met. And we have recorded in the Bible that he was dressed in some armor, some apparel that he wasn't comfortable in. So he advised the king that if you can do away with all of this, I'm very uncomfortable in this. I've not fought any battle with stuff like this. Just give me my tie and I'll be fine. Give me 5 stones. Doc made us to choose 5 stones in our minds, and it stands for leads. Leads. Okay. Now the key thing is that after sitting down, spending time to plan, it is time to execute. David stepped out there, and as insultive as Goliath was to the people of Israel and the children of God, all right, David picked the first target. People says the 5 letters stand for, the 5 stones stand for Jesus. That's fine, but the first stone hit its target, and Goliath was on the floor. How can you lead a family and ensure that you would always hit your target?
That is what
you just have to plan,
because they say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And exemplary leaders who demonstrate, always lead according to targets.
You know, to add up to what
Kofi
is bringing our minds to, it's very key. You need to plan. If you fail to plan,
you plan to fail. Absolutely.
Now, David didn't come by chance to hit the target. That is where planning comes in. Now, we were taught of how Goliath was dressed with armors.
That's a good point.
Well dressed
yes,
for battle.
And you know, the only space around Goliath was that place.
So do I say that on this leadership thing, I'm taking Goliath's armor? Would it stand like challenges in the way of a leader?
Absolutely.
There are challenges, there are competitions. We fall into business, we fall into a competitive market. We have a lot of people doing what we are doing.
And we need to overcome.
How do we penetrate and be on top?
Absolutely.
Now, these are the factors you should consider through your planning stage. This is my target. I want to be on top of the market. When they talk about media professionals, I want my institution to hold them. Now, these are the obstacles. These are the challenges. Training personnel is one. Getting the right skilled professionals is another.
I want you to take it, because where you're delving into, it's very important. For a leader to lead exemplary and to execute. These are some of the things I believe we have to do. So take your time and then hit that one.
All right. So we have people who get excited today because somebody has started let me use photography business,
Okay.
and he is making it. I also want to start photography business, and they will do well to get
That
a
reminds me
camera.
when pure water started. You know,
Exactly.
we're doing penyin de penyin.
Exactly.
All right, then the sachet water.
A lot
began.
of people came
A
into
lot of people.
business. Now
yes,
where are they?
And they are no more.
So it's not about the excitement.
Yeah.
What is your target? Now, when you find that target, I wish the video was played for Doc to explain all of the 5 stone labels. But even with the first one, with the lead talking about target, it's very key. Look at the analogy he used. There are a lot of obstacles, challenges, things you will face, competitions. How do you plan to reach that target? So as a leader, in leading with examples, you need to set target. You need to achieve them. There were people behind David.
Right.
Absolutely.
Believing, trusting, putting their hopes in him, that if you are able to put this obstacle down, the road is clear.
Absolutely.
So therefore, it was now up to him to plan strategically. See, all right, if I want to face this man directly, I will lose. But from afar, if I target this place and I'm able to hit it. Now, how was he able to even hit it? It took some trainings in the bush
Exactly.
and all of that.
Absolutely.
Gaining skills from...
Let me quickly give you this
Okay.
example with a football player. His
All
name is Pele. He's from Ghana. All right. Back in the days,
Are you talking about Abedi Pele?
Abedi, our own Abedi Pele. Back in the days, he had a sport from, say, the 18-yard sport. Okay. Then he's been training with such strikes from the 18 yards for some time. Now, there's a wonderful target issue I want to bring on board. He hit that sport, then the ball, the circumference of the ball hit the cross of the bar. Now, he went to the referee and told the referee the crossbar with the 2 pillars making up the pole is faulty.
Wow.
When you check the measurement from ground to the top and the bar crossing to the other side, it's not up to scratch. It has tilted. It is not up to scratch. If he likes, they should halt the match,
And check
take
that.
a measurement and check. They did that, and Abedi was right.
Wow.
It's just because of training.
Training.
He's kicked
Training.
it and got it scored at that corner. When he kicked it this time, it hit the bar.
Right.
He said, no, there's
something
something
wrong.
wrong.
There's something wrong.
Exactly. So he checked it. David did the same, like you were saying.
Exactly.
So he has been throwing. He's been throwing.
Exactly.
He always hits the target.
Exactly.
He says, I'm going to do it again today. He throws and he hits the target.
Right.
And there is Goliath.
So this is wonderful. This is a wonderful analogy, and this is good for us to be able to achieve, to meet your mark,
Yes.
to hit your target,
Yes.
to achieve your goals. One key thing that has been mentioned here is for a leader to train,
Absolutely.
to be coached. Now, okay, so that brings me to a question that just came into my mind: who trains the leader to be able to achieve?
Every leader
Yes.
has once been a follower,
Right.
one way or the other. So
Has
in
once been led.
exactly, exactly.
And to tell you the truth, it's something that Dr. Baini has mentioned in
One of his
yes,
episodes.
one
I
of his
remember,
episodes,
yes.
that the leader should have been led before. You should have
Absolutely.
been, yes, because that is where you learn. That is where you pick up, your training from. So
Exactly.
it's key. It's very important.
Very key. Very key. Very key.
Well, he mentions about 3 D's I would love to bring to light, maybe after the quick
Okay,
break.
so you realize that
We are
it's
getting excited.
exciting, and then we ourselves are learning, and you too, I know you are picking up from there, so that you could build your capacity in whichever area you are. Don't go away. We're coming back, and when we come back, we'll have some more for you. Thank you.
Good to have you always. This is Leadership Embassy Extra, where we bring diverse perspectives, details, analogies, illustrations, demonstrations to the excerpts dealt with by Dr. Baini on the season 1 and its episodes. My name is Kelvin Malo, and I've been doing this together with my fellow discussants, Mr.
Kofi Asante yes,
and Mr. Kweku Entry. Today happens to be the final episode on the Leadership Embassy Extra. Season 2 is yet to kickstart. Leadership Embassy, grooming legendary leaders. Before we went on that break, I know we're in our final moments and we're about wrapping up. So I would like to take from you. You mentioned some 3Ds.
Absolutely.
Before you left, so
yes. The very first D is about depiction, where you build imageries in the minds of your followers. Okay, they do not know where your vision is heading to. Exactly. So you have to depict, okay, to them. Dr. Kuku Baini rightly mentioned that you have to show them images, draw for them, like you mentioned, draw for them, illustrate for them, build pictures in their minds. If you've been doing broadcasting, I mean on radio, the best way to be a good broadcast journalist, especially in doing sports, is that you have to build image in the minds of the people who are listening to your commentary, especially when they are playing the football. They are not watching, they are listening, being attentive with their ears, listening. So you have to build images so they can equal it. Also, I be to say so many. To say so many, right? So build images to help your followers understand where you want us to go. Okay, and the second D is a demonstration, like Doc rightly mentioned. You have to demonstrate, and he says don't demonstrate alone. Sometimes you have to allow some of the followers to come up to do same, so that when they come up to demonstrate, you would better sit back and see if they are doing those demonstrations very well. You are showing them how to play tennis, like he mentioned in the first focus video. So after showing everybody how to do this strokes, okay, let some of them lead and demonstrate as well. Then the last one is delegation. Sometimes you have to delegate jobs for them to do. When they get it wrong, you sit back and you correct them. So these are the 3 days, Kevin.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kwekwenchi.
It's been wonderful so far. Thanks so much listening to this great man.
Absolutely.
God has given us. And we believe that with the second season, we are going to
very interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
I can't wait.
Yes, especially with the one on the David Stones. You know?
Yes.
Probably you can notch him and let him know.
We are waiting.
But definitely, I realized that to make it in life, you have to set goals and work towards achieving them, and that is what is key for us. We realize that most of our young guys these days do not have that picture that I have to get somewhere, so I have to have a pathway in getting myself to that place. And I believe those watching would get cues from this episodes that we were churning out, and we definitely learn. But it's been wonderful and it's been awesome.
It's been great.
One key thing I would love to mention is that there's a lot of despair or despondency and loss of hope among the youth. And I want to use this final episode of Leadership Embassy Extra to encourage our youth that there is more hope, especially when you come to Christ. Please prepare. You see, pushing your problems aside with alcohol, okay, with weeds, with certain deviant behaviors won't be the solution. Okay, those problems would go away. We'll come back. We'll go away for a matter of time. Let's say 24 hours. The alcohol will dry off. It will come back to hate you. Even if it is 20 years, those problems would come back. Let's face the problems and crush them. Kelvin.
Thank you very much. It's been a great experience and awesome time with my fellow discussants, Mr. Kofi Asante and then Mr. Kweku Entry. This has been Leadership Embassy Extra, where we bring to you diverse perspectives on episodes dealt with by Dr. Kuku Baini. I must inform you ahead of time, Season 2 of Leadership Embassy is on the way. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to get ready, because we are about to roll with nuggets of wisdom, knowledge, and good teachings. So get set. Like I said earlier, if 7 is below you. Leadership is beyond you. Kofi mentioned some 3 Ds from Dr. Bani. Let me add this to you as a leader. These 3 Ds, you need them. Decision, you need to make a decision. After making one, you ought to be determined. Determination is key. And the third one is discipline. Deciding not to decide is a decision. And deciding to decide is a decision. The ball is in your court. My name once again is Kelvin Malo. It was an awesome time with you on Leadership Embassy Extra.
Thank you for watching the final episode of Leadership Embassy Extra. Watch out for season 2 of Leadership Embassy. It's going to be educative, informative, and exciting. Open Room Intelligence is designed for those who need assistance in intellectual knowledge to advance. To be part of these 2 programs, register as a member of Leadership Embassy by calling 0594-808-642 for your membership code. LE Fanbase. To be a member of the Leadership Embassy Fanbase, send "Add me" with your name and number to 0594-808-642. LE Content. For Leadership Embassy videos, audio, and data content, call 0594-808-642. LE Social. Follow Leadership Embassy on social media at leadershipembassy.org. Kindly share the content. We'll see you next time.
Espinal playing a little give and go with Bardich. And then Espinal does some more work here, just flicks it over to Bartley, who buries it to the far post beyond the diving Breno in first half stoppage time. That's huge right there, but Espinal again in traffic, does some good work, just sees out of the corner of his eye, sees Bartley there, and that time on his right foot makes